Welcome back. So glad that you've joined me today. When someone brings up the topic of peace, what comes to your mind? For many of us, because we've grown up in certain places around the world, we automatically think of what's happening in the world, what's happening at home, what's happening in politics. Some of us may even go another step further and think about what's actually happening in each one of our denominations at large. When we're talking about the topic of peace, one thing that needs to be continually reminded and refreshed in our minds is where peace actually comes from. If you remember over our time together so far, one of our central aims is to continue to point ourselves back to Jesus, because that's where our peace truly comes from. It's through him and in him alone. It doesn't matter what's happening in this world's history. It doesn't matter what's happening right now anywhere. All that matters is continually being grounded within the rock that is Jesus himself. If we're not found in him, we have no hope for the future. If we have no hope for the future, we have no future at all. Our present, even though we think is sure and secure, is nothing but sinking sand. Now that's a topic for another time and another place. Today's verse, we're looking at Colossians chapter 3 in verse 15. And it says this, it says, "Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, to which indeed you were called in one body, and be thankful." When was the last time that we connected peace and thanksgiving together, let alone being unified together no matter what's going on? As Paul's writing this letter, he's specifically addressing a problem that still is a problem to this day in all of our denominations, where we would rather talk and argue about who's right instead of going back to the scriptures and saying the only right one is Jesus himself. And we need to learn to work together and be unified as it is in Jesus, continuing to be peaceful and to be unified in thanksgiving so that we're able to go forward. Many of us were hearing through everything going on the continual message that Jesus is coming soon. And I'll be the first one to say, yes, I believe that he is coming soon. Though even with saying that, we need to act and live that we believe he's coming soon. If we're not unified, if we're not peaceful, and above all, if we're not continually giving thanksgiving to him, as others see us, they're going to have the same problems as with what was going on in this church. Seeing one thing and really acknowledging another. As we continue forward in Jesus, let us continue to show a heart of peace, a heart of unity, and a heart of thankfulness as we continue to grow closer together as we draw closer in him. Thank you again for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to study God's Word together. God bless.